Hi guys, meets everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene, and I'm at ABC Pizza today because I went to the hardware store and I picked up some hose clamps so we can finally get this bracket mounted to the walker because the other parts are not going to be here until probably next week. So I figured instead of having you guys waiting for the 12th and never for the things to show up. I'm at ABC Pizza, by the way. That I would do the video here at ABC Pizza because I need to sit down, tighten the bracket and the screws anyway. The walker camera is mounted on it right now, and it's pretty it's pretty solid. I think it's even more solid than it would have been with the other camera mount, which would probably have rattled loose halfway through the video. So that's something to remember, keep in mind. Also, my glasses case. The getting all the stuff put together like this is a challenge. Oh, yes, I'm recording. All right, so what I've done is I explained that what I was going to do on the video anyway. Is that I took this camera and I bought some pipe clamps at the hardware store. And I pipe clamped the monopod to the walker. I'll be honest, I think I should have maybe changed the mounting a little bit on it because it's a little bit off, but it'll do. And then like somebody said, why don't you stop and get some lunch at ABC Pizza? So fine. That's what I did. So I also got the parts. So it was $4.88 for the 2 hose clamps. And so if I subtract the $129, still I'm gonna be okay financially for now, because it is near the end of the week. All right. So we talked on this morning show about ideas for the town. And some of you have asked me and said, Michelle, how come you don't talk about spirituality much anymore? Well, that's actually not a bad question. I mean, I can talk about spirituality, absolutely. Trying to make sure I put the stuff so it doesn't fall over. Remember, the sidewalk here at ABC Pizza has a pitch to it. We talked about in the past about the life charts. We talked about my life charts. What I want to do with my life chart. What's my future? What's my goal? What I'm going to do for the future and everything else. So I figured, let's talk about that first. Your life chart is your roadmap. It is your plan. It is what you're going to be doing on this earth. And you write that life chart before you come here. Usually based upon your last earth life experience. It doesn't always have to be on earth, but most people think about earth, so that's what we're going to talk about from the earthly perspective. Now, if you've been on earth long enough, you begin to realize, hey, you know what? I need to change. So you might decide to go to another place and get that change. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do. This is my 34th life. I've been on this earth 33 times before. I have seen a lot on Earth. All the stuff that happens on Earth. And honey, I need a change. Okay? So, what me and Lomi have done is we talked to Mother God, Mother Oz, and we said we want to come back and not be born on Earth, but on another planet instead. Because, see, there's a valid question. And it's this. If this universe is so vast, how come we don't see any other planets with life at this point? I see at this point because, you know why? Sometimes scientists will tell you they're going to keep their mind open because according to the Drake equation, this planet should be teeming, this universe should be teeming with life. But yet, the Drake equation doesn't seem to be holding true. Okay? Yet. However, what if the reason why this Earth, we're not seeing other life in this universe, is because the Earth is like in quarantine. In other words, maybe the whole planet is in a uniquely, like almost like solitary confinement for some reason. And if that's the case, then all the other planets that we're seeing are like, you know, just, especially for distant planets anyway, is like poster board and wallpaper. In other words, it's not real. In other words, we're in this isolation unit, and all we're seeing is these simulated planets that don't have any life on it. Or maybe they might put a few real planets around there, but do have some spattering of, you know, life forms that are just starting to show up in the gene pool. Okay? In other words, not exactly sentient life by any stretch of imagination. Does that seem feasible? It seems to be. However, Mother God has said to me that there is other dimensional planes, and we can go to any one of those dimensional planes if we want to. We don't have to stay on Earth. We don't have to be limited to Earth existence. We can go to any dimensional plane that we want and continue our education there. Some of them are very similar to our own existence. Some of them are very different. So I asked Mother God, I said, is there a real Cinderine race, a real Quithalos, maybe on a real Azeroth? And she says, yes, there is. And she said, I'm not surprised you would ask. She said, why did you want to amend your plan from being on the Victorian era? I said, well, yeah, because in a way, just going back to the Victorian era is just experiencing again the human existence as a human being. I want to experience something different. And she said, okay, let's do that then. Let's get you onto amend your chart. You already wrote it with Lumi. I signed off on it. Says you haven't come here to the other side yet. The chart can be amended as many times as needed, and you can go to the place that you're talking about, which would be an excellent life experience for you. Remember, the whole point of the other side is to seek education and to learn. Okay? To seek education and learn. That's the whole point of the other side. It's that, just that, to learn and experience new life and new experiences. So if you want to experience it on an alternative plain, that's fine too. Now, maybe you might want to know, why do I like the cinder eye so much? What is it about the cinder eye that makes them special? Well, first of all, the cinder eye have a lot in common with me. They have been through a lot in their development as a culture. They have suffered unduly under the oppression of Erithus, and now under the Horde. They're part of the Horde, but yet the Horde's taking advantage of the cinder eye for the sake of their mages and the ability for the mage work. And that kind of sucks, man. You know, you think about it. You're actually putting all your people are highly sought after in the Horde for being mages and paladins and priests, but what about if you had the free ability to be call the shots and then negotiate the deal? Why couldn't Questless have been like Dalaran, where they are basically work with both the Horde and the Alliance and can work deals with both sides? That would make most sense to me. I like the idea of being able to be in a place where I can work for peace and not war. So yeah, the cinder eye, the real cinder eye life does interest me. I want to know what it's like to be a real cinder eye. I wonder how this thing is going to fare going down the highway. I don't know. I hope it's going to survive. I sure the hell I see this one go smash. But we'll try to get some video in as we go. That might be a whole separate video segment from this. But back to what I was saying. If you can be anything in the world, this is a question from my audience I'm going to ask. If you can be anything in the world, any planet, any life, any culture, but understanding it's a lifetime event, it is not a 5-minute, 10-minute event. It's for life. In other words, if you want to become a Vulcan, you become you're born a Vulcan, you'll die a Vulcan. You want to be a cinder eye, you're going to be born a cinder eye, and you're going to die a cinder eye. Okay? You're going to be, somebody from the time of World War II. You're going to be born into the environment, and you're going to die in the environment. In other words, it's a lifetime experience. Would you go? What would you do? How would you feel? What would be the things that you're thinking about? How would your day be like? What would you do for your everyday activities? That's a great question. And I'd love to hear you say it. Explain it to me how you would deal with that. How you would deal with those experiences of adjusting for that environment. Well, we are going to have a live show tonight, by the way, just to let you guys know. It is going to be multi-network. It's going to be, Ed said that one day he might be willing to do a video with me, and then maybe eventually we'll upload the video to the internet so everybody can see it. Thus, the camera setup here is so that we can basically roll the camera out to the spot where the video is and shoot it, I don't know how well this is gonna work. I hope it's fine, but we'll see, because there is questions I have with this setup. But the actual bracket I did order is coming, and unfortunately enough it's not here, so I'll be doing it with this setup instead. But for now, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye bye.